A game to make him fall. Web novel chapter 6. I want to be loved. Take care. The first words for my well-being I'd heard in a while. What's more, the one who said them were my loveless husband from a few weeks ago, and the one who threatened to kill me just the other day. I felt it amusing to the depths of my heart, and filled with a pleasant feeling. Unable to contain it, I laughed through the taxi I'd called, and remembering his sour face as he saw me off, my head was filled with thoughts of nothing but how to make him fall. It was a trip of a few days, and to be completely honest, the most fun I had was choosing the souvenir to give him. And in regards to my return, his first words were as follows. The probability I will love you half a year later is 0.001%, it seems. I see. Meaning it will take more than half a year. That was my only impression. I already knew half a year wouldn't be enough to nab that man, so I wasn't particularly surprised at it, and I merely drank it down as him stating a fact. It did seem he was discontent at my attitude, and a little irritated. I was sure you didn't hate me, he declared. It seems he wanted to knock me speechless. I'm sure he wanted to see my bitter face and hatred. And he thought his sour stomach filled with the thought he had been bought, would subside some by that. But from the start, I didn't have the slightest intent to move as he wished, and he wasn't the type of man to fall for a woman who moved however he wanted. Could I ask how you plan on killing me next? When I said that challengingly, he let out a wimpy voice. He likely never thought it would come to that. You want to be killed? If possible, I want to be loved. Those were without a doubt my true feelings. A game to make him fall. Web novel chapter 7. We slept in separate rooms before my eyes. He flipped the switch on his glasses-shaped PC, and carried out a future prediction. The characters I could see spelled out, the probability I can kill my wife without being found out. I see. So that's what he was looking into. I accepted. So that's where the 40% he came out with before the trip meant. After the end of a fierce clash, I handed him the souvenir I had put several hours into choosing. I could tell from looking at him that he treasured those glasses, so in the end, I chose to play safe and buy him a glasses case. A black, leather-coated case. On the bottom, I had carved in his initials myself. The only one of its kind in the world, if you called it that. Perhaps that was the case, but by appearance alone, it was a glasses case you could find anywhere. And he tossed it into the trash with good momentum. It was a shock. A greater shock than I anticipated. It was an act by someone I didn't think anything of, so I didn't have to pay mind to it, but I bit my lip a bit, and kept silent. He hurriedly returned to his room, but for the hour that followed, I was glued to the spot. That was how our newly wedded life had started out, but by the time I had noticed it, half a year had gone by. I continued on with my game to make him fall, and it seems he was still checking that probability every day without fail. Today was quite a treat. 17%. As he reported it every morning. At the start I doubted his motives, but to be blunt, I was already used to it. In short, this was a conversation starter. And so I would always make use of it as one. You're up 2% from yesterday. Good for you. A good thing happened to me today too. Look. Those perfectly dashy rolled eggs. You like them, don't you? You're not wrong. But there are times I find myself afraid of you. Oh my, why's that? I wonder why. Giving a sudden smile, he took his seat, and after preparing his breakfast, we ate together. That was the usual flow. Every morning, every meal, I would diligently make what he liked. It wasn't that I was thinking to grab him by the stomach, but between a woman who made what you liked, and one who didn't, the former was overwhelmingly more likable, I thought. His likes and dislikes were easy to see through. Unable to lie, whenever he liked something, the corners of his mouth would rise, and when he didn't, a wrinkle would visit his brow. Is it good? Nicely done. Right. Well, it seems today's breakfast was to his tastes. And just like that, a year went by. In that period, my father began pestering me about whether I had a child yet. Even if he asked that, we slept in separate rooms, and he didn't show any signs of doing anything like that, so what's impossible was impossible. If I had a child, it would be the second coming.